Assalamualaikum, greetings everyone. Today my group members and I are going to present our financial report on ratio analysis for two companies, which are Genting Berhad and Sunway Berhad. So before we start, let me introduce our group members, starting off by me, Siti Nur Shazani Bijakan, Dayanur Azira Muhammad Razali, Kesatina Anwal, Nur Rafida Sarifudin, Nur Amirah Muhammad Arifin, Shahmi Sharli Zamsu, and Shurhanita Namju. So to go in details, in the finance industry, ratio analysis is a vital instrument for evaluating the operational effectiveness, financial stability, and performance of a certain company. So through ratio analysis, it helps us obtaining important insights into liquidity, profitability, market equity, and more. And just like I mentioned before, this time around we chose Genting Berhad and Sunway Berhad, as we all aware that these two companies are undeniably well-known in tourism sector.
Now, I will be sharing insights into two prominent giants of Malaysia's hospitality and tourism industry, Genting Berhad and Sunway Berhad. These companies have not only shaped their landscape with their iconic attractions, but also play a crucial role in boosting Malaysia's economy and drawing tourists from around the globe. I will explore how their strategic financial management practices, such as profitability and liquidity analysis, to ensure sustainable growth. Lastly, we will look at their forward-thinking approach to financial forecasting, which helps them adapt to market demands and remain competitive in an ever-evolving industry. Let's dive into these key points. So, number one is industry leaders. Genting Berhad and Sunway Berhad are key players in Malaysia's hospitality and tourism industry, driving growth through their iconic attraction. And number two is boosting tourism. Genting's Resort World and Sunway Lagoon and Pyramid draw both local and international tourists, significantly contributing to the national economy. And number three is strategic financial management. Both companies rely on financial ratios, profitability, and liquidity analysis to ensure sustainable growth and effective resource management. And lastly, future readiness. Financial forecasting allows them to anticipate revenue trends, adapt to market demands, and maintain competitiveness while meeting stakeholders' expectations.
Let us start by discussing Genting Berhad. Genting Malaysia Berhad was founded in 1980 and later floated on Bursa Malaysia in 1989. It is a crucial subsidiary. The company is a market leader in Malaysia's tourist and entertainment industries. Tan Sri Lim Kok Tai is the current CEO of the corporation, having taken over on December 31, 2003. He is also the chairman and majority stakeholder of Genting Berhad. Tan Sri Lim Kok Tai is the son of Tan Sri Lim Kok Tong, Genting Berhad's visionary founder who started the firm from the ground up. Genting has expanded and innovated under his leadership, firmly establishing itself as a global corporation.
Sunway Group, founded on January 26, 1978 at Sungai Holdings and Berhad by Tan Sri Dr. Jeffrey J, started as a tin mining and quarrying business. Over time, it diversified into construction, real estate, building materials, and trading. In 1980, Dr. J acquired an 800-acre former tin mine and transformed it into Sunway City, Kuala Lumpur, a thriving township symbolizing sustainable development. Key milestones include the opening of Sunway Lagoon, Malaysia's first theme park, in 1992, the iconic Sunway Resort Hotel in 1998, and the Sunway Pyramid Convention Center in 1997. Marketing is entrenched into business tourism. By 1998, Sunway expanded its hotel operation to Penang, Vietnam, and Cambodia. Known for its commitment to sustainability and innovation, Sunway Berhad is a symbol of Malaysian progress, improving communities, and championing a better future.
And now we will go to trend analysis that we conducted for Genting Berhad and Sunway Berhad, focusing on the same companies but different years. First one is liquidity ratio for Genting Berhad, and as you guys can see on the first graph, Genting Berhad's current ratio in 2022 was 2.95 times, definitely better than the current year, which is 2.86 times. So similarly, the company's quick ratio decreased from 2.86 times in 2022 to 2.78 times in 2023. But despite this, Genting Berhad experienced an improvement in its net working capital, which increases from 17,502 and 70 ringgit in 2022 to 19,128 and 1 ringgit in 2023.
Let's quickly review Genting Berhad's performance for 2022 and 2023. Total assets turnover improved from 0.22x in 2022 to 0.25x in 2023, showing better efficiency in generating sales from assets. Inventory turnover rose significantly from 19.2x in 2022 to 22.25x in 2023, indicating better inventory management and faster stock turnover. Fixed assets turnover also increased from 0.29x to 0.36 6x, suggesting more effective use of fixed assets to generate revenue. However, accounts receivable turnover declined from 8.51x to 7.33x, and the average collection period rose from 42.91 days to 49.81 days, indicating slower collections and potential liquidity risks. While asset utilization and inventory management are improving, the slow receivables collection should be addressed to ensure healthy cash flow and reduce liquidity risks.
Profitability ratio for Genting Berhad. Genting Berhad's profitability significantly improved from 2022 to 2023. Return on equity from 0.08% to 4.04%, and return on asset increased from 0.04% to 2.12%, indicating better efficiency in generating earnings. Gross profit margin improved from 29.89% to 31.53%, reflecting stronger cost control of pricing. Operating profit margin more than doubled from 5.65% to 13.15%, showcasing enhanced operational efficiency. Net profit margin surged from 0.20% to 8.36%, demonstrating overall profitability growth through improved revenue, cost management, and reduced financial burdens.
Now, I will be presenting the trend analysis for Genting Berhad, focusing on its financial performance from 2022 to 2023. Number 1 is reduction in debt to asset ratio. The proportion of debt used to finance the company's assets slightly decreased from 20.04% in 2022 to 19.89% in 2023, showcasing improved management of liabilities. This reduction indicates that the company is relying less on borrowed funds, which reflects a stronger financial position and better control over its liabilities. Number 2 is debt to equity ratio. The debt to equity ratio decreased slightly from 25.07% in 2022 to 24.82% in 2023, signaling a small but positive shift in the company's capital structure. This decline shows a reduced dependency on debt capital relative to shareholders' equity, which contributes to a more balanced and sustainable financial framework. The times interest earning ratio declines marginally from 7.38 times in 2022 to 7.18 times in 2023, indicating a slight reduction in the company's abilities to cover interest expenses, which is earnings before interest and tax. While this minor decline should be closely monitored in the future to ensure solvency remains strong, it does not significantly impact the company's ability to meet its financial obligation. So overall, the reduction in both debt to asset and debt to equity ratio reflects the positive trend in risk management, demonstrating improved financial stability. Despite the slight decline in the time interest earned ratio, the company's overall financial position remains satisfactory, showing adequate control of liabilities and sustainable operation.
Next is for Sunway Berhad. In 2023, Sunway Berhad showed improved liquidity with its current ratio increasing from 1.04 times in 2022 to 1.08 times in 2023, and its quick ratio rising from 0.63 times to 0.7 times during the same period. Additionally, the company's net working capital grew significantly from 336,085 ringgit in 2022 to 703,068 ringgit in 2023, indicating better short-term financial stability and an enhanced capacity to manage obligations.
Next, let's review the key trends for Sunway Berhad in 2022 and 2023. Total assets turnover improved slightly from 0.2x in 2022 to 0.21x in 2023, indicating a small increase in asset efficiency. Inventory turnover rose from 1.21x to 1.34x, reflecting better inventory management and faster stock turnover. Fixed assets turnover also increased from 0.29x to 0.33x, showing more effective use of fixed assets like property and equipment. However, account receivables turnover declined from 10.41x to 8.67x, and the average collection period increased from 35.06 days to 42.12 days, indicating slower collections. These trends suggest that Sunway Berhad is facing slow receivables collection, which could impact cash flow. To improve, the company should focus on tightening credit policies and accelerating collection.
Profitability ratio for Sunway Berhad. Sunway Berhad's profitability shows steady performance from 2022 to 2023 with slight improvement. Return on equity from 5.55% to 5.70% and return on assets increased from 2.89% to 2.99%, indicating marginal efficiency gains. Gross profit margin improved from 23.98% to 25.19%, reflecting better cost management. However, the operating profit margin dipped slightly from 11.23% to 10.86% due to higher operating expenses, while the net profit margin remains stable at around 14%. This figure reflects consistent financial performance with minor enhancements.
Next, let's move on to the trend analysis for Sunway Berhad. Number 1 is reduction in debt ratio. The company debt ratio saw a significant decrease from 8.53% in 2022 to 5.12% in 2023, indicating that the company has reduced its reliance on debt to finance its assets. These reductions enhance the company's financial stability by lowering its exposure to debt-related risk and demonstrates a move towards a more conservative and sustainable financing strategy. And number 2 is improvement in debt to equity ratio that dropped consistently from 9.32% in 2022 to 5.39% in 2023, signaling a shift towards increased equity financings. This improvement strengthens the company's capital structure, indicating that it is relying more on shareholder equity rather than borrow funds, which helps to reduce financial risk and improve solvency. Number 3 is the times interest earned ratio decreased slightly from 2.29 times in 2022 to 2.27 times in 2023, suggesting a small decline in the company's ability to cover interest expenses with.
Genting Berhad demonstrated much stronger liquidity in 2022 compared to Sunway Berhad. With a current ratio of 2.95x and a quick ratio of 2.86x, Genting can comfortably meet short-term obligations using its liquid assets even without relying on inventory. In contrast, Sunway Berhad current ratio of 1.04x and quick ratio of 0.81x indicate tighter liquidity, rely more on inventory, which could pose challenge in covering obligations swiftly. Additionally, Genting's significantly higher net working capital, 70,503.7 million versus 326.1 billion, underscore its greater financial flexibility and stability in the short term.
Genting Berhad has slightly superior total asset turnover of 0.22, implying efficiency than the latter of 0.20 in utilizing assets to generate sales. Genting Berhad has a slower inventory turnover of 1.34, while Sunway can generate more revenue from fixed assets with fixed asset turnover of 1.33 and 0.29 respectively. From this result, also managing assets effectively, Genting Berhad is less effective as Sunway Berhad is term of liquidity as well as use of assets.
I will present a comparative analysis of Genting Berhad and Sunway Berhad 2022 profit ratios. Overall, Sunway performed better than Genting in nearly every category. Sunway's return on equity was 5.55% compared to Genting's 0.08%, indicating greater efficiency with shareholder equity. Sunway also lead in operating and net profit margins with 11.23% and 14.50%, while Genting had 5.55% and 0.20%. Additionally, Sunway's return on asset was 2.19%, much higher than Genting's 0.04%. Although Genting had a slightly higher gross profit margin at 29.89%, Sunway was overall more efficient and profitable.
Genting also maintained a balanced debt profile with a debt-to-equity ratio of 1.57%. Its time interest earned ratio of 3.67x suggests lower efficiency in managing interest expenses compared to Sunway. Overall, Sunway prioritized debt control and interest expense management, while Genting focused on liquidity, reflecting complementary yet divergent approach to financial stability. In 2023, Genting Berhad and Sunway Berhad displayed contrasting financial strategy, with Genting maintaining superior liquidity and Sunway showcasing caution debt management. Genting Berhad's strong liquidity position highlighted by a current ratio of 3.00x, a quick ratio of 2.92x, and improved net working capital of 20,510 million, underscore its ability to meet short-term obligations. Meanwhile, Sunway Berhad liquidity remains weaker with a current ratio of 1.08 0.8x and a quick ratio of 0.70x, thus its net working capital has improved to 703.68 million. Genting sustains stable leverage with a debt to equity ratio of 1.51%, while Sunway adopt a balanced approach to equity leverage with a debt to equity ratio of 0.97% despite an increased reliance on liability. Sunway's higher time interest earn ratio of 8.43x reflects stronger interest expense management compared to Genting's 2.67x. Overall, Genting excel in liquidity and financial flexibility, while Sunway demonstrates steady progress in improving its liquidity and managing debt efficiently.
In 2023, Genting Berhad showed slightly better perform in asset turnover with a ratio of 0.25 compared to Sunway Berhad's 0.22. However, Sunway Berhad outperformed Genting in managing receivables with a higher account receivable turnover of 8.67 compared to 7.33 of Genting. Genting, on the other hand, excelled in inventory turnover with 22.25 compared to Sunway's 1.34. While Genting was more efficient in managing inventory, Sunway showed better efficiency in receivable and asset management overall.
Next, let's look at the 2023 profit ratios for Genting Berhad and Sunway Berhad. In most areas, Sunway performed better than Genting. Sunway return on equity was higher at 5.70% compared to Genting 4.04%, showing more efficient use of shareholder equity. Sunway also led in return on assets with 3% versus Genting's 2.12%, indicating better asset utilization. While Genting had a higher operating profit margin at 13.15%, Sunway excelled in net profit margin, achieving 13.94% compared to Genting's 8.36%. Overall, Sunway demonstrated stronger profitability and efficiency. Genting had a slightly higher gross profit margin at 31.53%.
In 2023, Genting Berhad showed higher financial risk than Sunway Berhad due to its greater reliance on debt, with a debt to equity ratio of 1.51% compared to Sunway's 0.97%. While both have similar debt ratio around 0.47 to 0.48%, Genting's interest coverage ratio of 2.67x is much weaker than Sunway's 8.43x, indicating a lower margin to meet interest expenses. Sunway's stronger interest coverage and lower leverage make it more financially stable and better equipped to manage risks. In conclusion, both businesses have improved asset utilization and debt management. Sunway Berhad has shown great debt reduction, while Genting Berhad has shown strong profitability growth. To preserve their liquidity and financial stability, both businesses must manage their receivable and continue to run efficiently.
Next, I will explain about overall analysis comparative Genting Berhad and Sunway Berhad. Sunway Berhad outperformed Genting Berhad in most profitability and operational efficiency ratios, showing better management of assets, cost and liquidity. However, Genting Berhad maintained a stronger liquidity position with a more substantial cushion for meeting short-term obligations. Over time, both companies made improvements in their financial flexibility, but Sunway Berhad reduced reliance on debt and higher capacity to meet interest obligation position it better in terms of financial stability and risiko management.